Hi everyone, it's Chris here from Those Dynamics Guys. You can get the URL to our website in the blog post or in the footer of the video. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's to all of you, if that's indeed what you celebrate. In today's post or video, we're going to be talking about the Custom Control Framework, or the CCF. What is the CCF, or Custom Control Framework? Well, it's a layer that overlays standard attributes within the Dynamics 365 solution and provides users with a more interactive experience in capturing information. So what is a standard attribute? Well, if you think about a free text field on the case form as an example, or an option set, you can overlay interactive controls over these attributes. What does a custom control look like? Well, let's pop into my custom control tab, and I've got a number of examples here. So a good one is I overlaid a linear slider on a whole number attribute that allows me to capture the value by sliding up and down. And as you can see, it increments in values of 1,000, so you can actually set that up on the custom control. A good one is a radial knob that's overlaid on a currency field. So if you think about somebody on their mobile device adding in an amount, they just simply use the circular motion. The multi-select option set, once again allowing multiple values in an option set. The arc knob, really cool, that's a great one. You've got the star rating, so these are just some examples. A good example is the number input, so just tapping out the number in, again, increments of 1,000. I've got an autocomplete. This is based on referencing a option set or a view within the system. So if I say HI, it'll pick up the rest of the value. A barcode scanner, which I'll show you on the mobile device. And then I've got the pen tool, which allows me to capture digital signatures directly against the record using the unified user interface. Right, so how did I do all of this? Well, the best way to show you is using the web refresh. So I'm just going to select my web refresh app over here. Okay, so we're inside the web refresh of Dynamics 365, and I'm going to pop open that case record I was working on in the unified user interface. And we'll scroll down and go to the custom controls. These are the attributes that are available on this specific form. You'll notice that they don't have custom controls overlaid on them. And the reason for that is because a lot of the custom controls aren't actually compatible with the web refresh version. They're mainly compatible with the unified user interface. So there are actually two separate forms that you're using. You're using the standard case form for the web refresh, and then the case for interactive experience form inside the unified user interface. So when you're configuring your custom controls, you should be configuring them on the case for interactive experience form rather than the standard case form. So how do I add new attributes? Well, I'll pop into the configurator. We'll select the case for interactive experience form. Scroll down and you can see my attributes over there. As normal, you would add a new attribute, so you can create pretty much any type you'd like. To save a bit of time, I created number 5, really detailed naming convention right here. I'll pop that open. And you can see that this is a whole number attribute type. Now this is very important to remember, because when I'm adding a new custom control, depending on the attribute type will depend on the custom controls that are made available to you. So you can see for a numerical field or potentially a currency field, I'll have things like bullet graph and linear graph and all that type. You've also got a nice little preview on the right hand side that tells you what it does. One thing that is important to remember is that you probably won't have these available to you in things like free text fields. So expect different custom controls made available on those different field types. I believe that Microsoft are going to be allowing us in the future to create our own custom controls, which is really awesome. So I'm guessing people are going to get quite creative, and I'm really looking forward to that. So what we'll do is we'll add a linear gauge, right? First things first is you can see that the linear gauge is not available on any of the interfaces yet. So we're going to make it available on the unified user interface for web, phone and tablet, so that'll be all three. You could even add a third control and make that one available specifically for phone and tablet, but the linear gauge available for the unified UI web interface. The next thing you'll notice is that there's some properties that you need to fill in. Any property with a red star, just like Dynamics, is required, so you must fill that in. So the first thing we'll do is we'll give this a minimum value of 0. You can bind it to a field on the form, but I'm just using static values for now. The next thing we'll do is give it a maximum value again of 100,000. Cool. And finally, the step, which is really what increments or decrements the amount. So that'll be what it adds or subtracts from the base value. I'm going to give it a value of 1,000. Keep it nice and straightforward. There you go. So I'm pretty much ready to add my field. I'm done. And that's my custom control added to the form. If I take a look at one of the free text custom controls, you'll see that I don't have the same access to those numeric controls. So they are filtered. What I'm going to do is save and publish. There you go, and that's the addition of the attributes and custom control to the form. So to test it out, all we're really going to do is change our app to the Customer Service Hub app. Great, we'll pop open our cases over there, click the same case. Go to custom controls, and there she blows. So you can see I've got my value over there, which is awesome. You can kind of up that as you need to. There we are. So what we're going to do is we're going to save that, and yeah, that's the addition of the custom control through the unified user interface in the web version. I did promise you I'll show you something in the mobile version, so brace yourselves. I'm having a bad hair day, but I'm going to actually scan a barcode through the webcam on my laptop. Right, so this is the Dynamics 365 mobile application. As you can see, just downloaded it from the App Store. What we'll do is we'll select our cases. Again, you can see that was the case I was currently working on. And what we'll do is jump into custom controls. And you can see all the controls that I'd loaded over there, so that's fantastic. What we're going to do is we're going to select to use our barcode scanner. So I'll click that, it'll make use of our webcam. Hey guys, what's happening? Told you, bad hair day, no apologies. And I'll use one of my old exhibitor cards to try and scan the barcode. There you go. Easy as, so apparently my exhibitor number was 0K1DD3, fantastic. And that'll simply save to the record, and we're done. So essentially, just to recover what we've done now is I've shown you some of the custom controls available in the web unified UI, and how to add those using the web refresh. Think again, what's important to remember is some of them aren't compatible with the web refresh, so it's pretty much better to add them to the specific unified UI form. I went back and showed you the custom control that I'd created. I also showed you what it looked like on mobile and my bad hair day through the barcode scanner using my webcam. And yeah, that's the custom control framework. Again, this is Chris from Those Dynamics Guys. If you have any questions or want to sink a couple of beers at some point, give me a shout. I'm always up for it. And yeah, have a fantastic year forward.